Yeah, I'm gonna chill over here, and then you're good to go whenever. So yeah, walk on, and then Alex, you can ask the first one.
Well, I'm a licensed psychologist, and the work that I do is psychotherapy. I currently do online psychotherapy, but I have worked in multiple corporate mental health clinics. I've worked at 2 colleges, the counseling center. I've done social work with gang members in Los Angeles. I've been a supervising social worker, and I've been a program coordinator for Dual Diagnosis Center, alcohol, drug addiction, and psychological issues. But currently I'm semi-retired after about 45 years of counseling type services.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you navigate boundaries in your work?
I think I started off with following very strict rules and protocols about client-therapist boundaries. Many of those came from the psychoanalytic tradition started by Freud, where the therapist was pretty ambiguous so that clients could project on the therapists whatever their needs or issues were, and then the therapist could interpret that, which was called transference. There were rules that you couldn't hug a client, touch a client, that you did not self-disclose. And I would say for all starting therapists, those are good rules to follow for at least the first year. Be conservative. But I've since learned that sometimes those rules need to be porous and flexible, that you need to be able to infuse your personality into the work that you do. You can blend compassion, but also have firm boundaries about how much of yourself you're going to give another person. I think self-disclosure is important for me if it's relevant, because it reveals enough of myself to humanize me to help establish a connection with the client. There have been multiple times that I have been tempted to go out of my way and exceed my role as a therapist to help a client out in situations where social work was certainly needed. But I withheld that because I think that that would have confused the client, even though it might have made me feel good in the moment. But I think it may have compromised the power of the therapeutic relationship. There will be clients that you, as they're walking out, you'll want to grab their leg and say, "Don't leave me, please don't leave me, I want to take care of you." After this horrible story you've heard of their life, and they're weeping, and you're wanting to give them $50 and take them home and feed them soup and make everything right. And then at the end of the day, you leave your office and you go to Byerly's to pick up some vegetables, and you see that client in the next aisle over, and they're with friends, and they're laughing and talking and sharing stories, and then you realize that in your office, they funnel everything that's negative and horrible in their life in that one 45-minute session. And that's not their entire life. And it's easy to be sucked in and seduced into a kind of compassion that's not helpful. There will be days that you will go home and never want to leave your house again because of some perceived mistake you made in doing therapy. And you will start looking for want ads in different professions because you'll realize this is not the thing I can do. Just get over it. Therapists are human. They make all sorts of mistakes. That's how they learn. And if they become as old as I am, they will eventually become great therapists, but it takes a while.